right. Hey, everyone. What's going on? Welcome to Z Talks episode 28. And firstly, I just want to start this off and just say happy Thanksgiving to everyone over in America and to anyone who celebrated. So,
thanks, buddy.
2 American guests right here. So, Justin from GG Lomas, Jaya. So, yeah, happy Thanksgiving, guys. And how are you celebrating the holiday?
I think my mom said something about she didn't defrost the turkey early enough, so it's not going to be ready till later. So it works out either way. So I'm just going to be having dinner at home with my mom and dad. That's about it. No extended family or nothing.
Nice.
That's cool.
Nice. And how about you, Tajaya?
Me, keeping it simple, man. My family, we're a sports family. My mom and dad raised me in that environment. So I care more about the Dallas Cowboys playing more than I do the turkey. Because I'm a big Cowboy fan. So all day watching football, snacking, then grubbing, then snacking all throughout the day, man. It's just a family tradition. Eat and football all day long.
Nice. Hey, man, that sounds good. And I know we did a watch party a couple of weeks ago, and I know we were watching the movie Pieces. And I think you said it was like a bi-weekly week for the Dallas Cowboys then. So you were like, oh, yeah, I'll jump on board the watch party. So,
he got a break.
Yeah, I think you're lagging a little bit there.
I think you froze up, brother.
Justin, can you see me okay?
Did I freeze up? You guys
I can see you, Mike. I can see you all right. You're moving fine. I don't see myself freezing. Tajaya, I see you freezing occasionally. Like I see you moving out. Looks like all right now.
Yeah.
It looks like it's back to normal.
Yeah, or getting there maybe.
Uh-oh. You froze again.
Yeah, technical difficulties. Gotta love them. Yeah, Jai, I think it's back to normal now, but I think like a little bit you were like kind of a bit blurry at times, and then it's come back in. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, anyway, the guys have got different plans for Thanksgiving. Both guys pretty much gonna be eating a lot of food, which can't go wrong, right?
Yeah, and that means I gotta be going to a lot of the gym the next few days too.
Right. Burn off that turkey, right? But yeah, I just want to firstly just thank Justin from JJ Lomas Entertainment and Tajaya from Blacktastic Media for joining me for Z Talks. Tajaya is a first-time appearance on Z Talks. So yeah, Tajaya, for anyone who doesn't know you, do you want to just introduce yourself and a little bit about your channel?
Sure, man. On my channel, I review mostly movies, sometimes TV shows. Just recently, I dropped a video for Wednesday, something I've been anticipating for a year. I'm a big Tim Burton fan, and something kooky and crazy like the Addams Family is right up my alley. And it goes deep into the lore and the back.
Oh. Well, while he's loading, let me just say I have not checked out Wednesday yet. I want to. I'm backlogged, but Tajaya, I've known him since like 4 years ago, and I think this is the first time I've done a video with him. Realistically,
really,
I forget when you came along, Mike, but I think like starting off on my channel, like day one, Tajaya was there. I remember.
Right.
Man, I don't know what happened. It just I lost my connection, I guess.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, you're fine now though, Tajaya. Like you're not lagging or anything, so it's all good. Well, Justin was just saying to Tajaya that he's kind of known about you for like 4 years or so now. And
okay, that sounds about right.
I think, man, you were like one of the first people who would comment on my videos when I had like 50 subscribers or something.
Yeah, the good old days.
Oh yeah. Where like every other word I would jump cut. Now I finish sentences at least in jump cut.
Oh man,
it's crazy. Like if we all went back and looked at like 4 years ago, like our videos, like where we were.
Oh damn.
Now.
Yeah.
Rough.
Man. Right.
But you know what? It's kind of charming at the same time, you know.
Right. Oh yeah, definitely. It's always nice.
Are we lagging again?
I think it's yourself, Tajaya. Like you're fine, and then it freezes, and then it then it's fine. I don't know what's going on. But we'll just roll with it. If you freeze, we'll just roll with it, and I'll just give it a couple of seconds. Just
worst comes to worst, you could make sure all the cable connections here are tightened or reset the modem. I just work for Comcast, so it's like the first thing I try to do, tell people.
Get you. But yeah, so Blacktastic was introducing his channel just before. He was saying that he's just dropped a review for Wednesday, the brand new show on Netflix. I haven't watched your review yet, Tajaya, because I've only seen 2 episodes of the show so far. And I kind of wanted to go in like open-minded, like no spoilers or expectations or anything. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be checking out. But just very quickly, we've got Tyler joining us. Hey, Tyler.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Welcome to the party.
Welcome.
Well, we're live on YouTube right now, brother. So thank you for joining us. And happy Thanksgiving, man.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Yeah. Thanks. Gobble, gobble.
Gobble, gobble. Oh, yes, of course. Of course. Gobble on the live stream.
Yeah. Welcome, man. So, so Tyler's first time on Z Talks, Tajaya's first time on Z Talks. So, Tajaya was introducing this challenge, but one thing I want to let everyone know is Tajaya recently just made a movie called What Have I Done? Dropped on his YouTube channel. Awesome kind of reimagination of a werewolf flick, and I highly recommend it. And Tajaya, you've got news that you're making a sequel?
Yeah, man. I'm kind of like anti-sequel, and like every review about the film, everybody's saying, dude, I hope he does another one. I'm like, man, what are these guys saying this for? I don't know, man. You know, because you kind of mess up the first film if the second one is not good.
Yeah. Then it becomes like Terminator or something, like how people feel about that.
Mm-hmm.
And when they do a second one, people say, well, you might as well do a trilogy. I don't want to get caught in that trope. But like you mentioned, Terminator 1 and 2 are 2 perfect films. And I have a really, really cool story for the second one. It continued over from the first one. I created this little world, like this little noir world in black and white, a lot of voiceover. So it's easy to go back to that world. And guys, I got some dynamic actors in the second one. I'm like, okay, if I'm on board, I'm on board. And like I had an epiphany, and like in 2 days, I wrote half the movie. And it's a strong script, really cool story, a lot of background stuff. I didn't touch it in the first one, so.
Damn, I actually still have to see it, man. I remember seeing Rashad. I think
Are we still there?
Mike, and a few other people have put reviews out for it, but I still got to check it out myself.
Oh man, we're all good.
Yeah. I think Tajaya is frozen.
Everybody still there? Okay.
Yeah, we're here. We're here.
And so really cool.
Oh no!
Oh no!
He was just about to like drop a bomb. He's like, really cool.
He was about to be like, and the release date for the sequel is.
Right.
And then it just cut off. Oh.
Well, not to worry. I'm sure Tajaya will be back anyway. But yeah, I just want to let everyone know. Go subscribe to his channel. It's down below in the description box. But next, I want to introduce Justin, who hasn't been on Z Talks in 25 weeks. So, Justin, for anyone who doesn't know you, do you want to just introduce your channel?
I guess. No, what's up, everyone? I am Justin from Lomas Entertainment. Not sick. I just swallowed my own spit. But anyways, so I think I've had my channel for about 4 years now, since 2018. I've gone through a lot of changes, a lot of improvements. As far as content goes, I used to do it like every week. Now it's just like whenever I can get to it, throw some stuff on TikTok occasionally. But yeah, I do movie reviews, video game live streams, entertainment road trips where I'm going around movie locations, show locations, which the Stranger Things one will finally be up this week after like 2 years from when I filmed it. So Esley is in that. His girlfriend is in that, like in the background, stuff like that. But yeah, that's going to be coming out this week, and finally made some time to do some videos. So we'll see how it goes.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah. And I would definitely say like some great videos Justin does on his channel is the entertainment road trips, where he visits these like former movie sets or locations and shows what like now compared to what it was back then. So yeah, really excited for that video, man. I know it's been a long time coming, but I can imagine they're a pain to edit.
Yeah, like I've finished it for the past few weeks, but then it's like going in nitpicking, realizing certain effects I've done and like how I could do them better, and then like refilming something because I realized maybe I didn't wipe off the lens the one day when I like filmed the excerpt in my house or something like that. It's like, damn.
Sure.
I was like, I look soft in that picture.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, and I think Tajai is cutting out again, so yeah, not sure what's going on with Blacktastic, but yeah, anyway, I want if you can go subscribe to over to Justin, link down below in the description box, and then finally, last but not least, the guy who I have collabed with before, but never on Z Talks, Tyler. Tyler, obviously we've been talking a little bit about editing and video, and your job is pretty much editing videos for your company.
Yep.
So do you want to just introduce yourself, your channel, and what it's all around?
Exactly. Welcome. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. My name is Tyler. On my channel, I've had my channel for a year and a half, almost. A little bit over a year and a half, so it's almost 2 years. And we've primarily focused on kind of movies and movie news, but I'm also trying to incorporate more of the filmmaking that I do onto my channel. So we have like Making Filmmakers, which is a series that follows me producing a music video currently. So there's a couple episodes on there dealing with that. So more filmmaking is going to make itself onto the channel because that is my day job. It is what I do. I do VFX work. I do motion graphics work for a company. I do freelance VFX and kind of edit on the side. So, that's what I'm all about. And I'm going to go see Glass Onion after this tonight. So I'm super excited to go and do a review on that. So I'm looking forward to that movie.
Nice. Yeah. Well, Tyler's got an awesome channel and definitely starting to deliver like different content besides like a movie review, and he does his rendered image chat like streams whenever you guys get obviously the chance to do them.
Yeah.
I've been enjoying like the music kind of video ones. I've been quite interesting.
Thank you.
So please go subscribe to Tyler. So Tyler, Justin, and Tajai's links are all down below in the description box. Tajai, just when you cut out before, I had Cinematic Tendency here, and he says, "What have I done? Sequel, bring it." So he's hyped for a sequel.
He'll see it at some point. He'll get it.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. So again, I just wanted to say
right on.
Right. So I just want to say welcome to everyone who's watching live right now after the fact. Guys, so pretty much Z Talks, we just jump into comments, we just answer questions. If we get through them all, I'll just ask you guys a couple of questions I've got prepared.
Cool.
All right. So first up, we've got Noran Riley says, "What's up, peeps? All is well." So hey, Noran, hope you're well. He also asks, the question is, what acting performance this year most surprised you? It's a good question.
That's a tough one. I would have to think of that for a second because I've seen a lot of movies this year.
Look like everybody froze again.
They've all like melded together.
Right.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
I would say for me, kind of top of my head, I'd say one of the biggest ones I remember is probably Robert Pattinson, Batman.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Just because at first when I heard that news, I was a bit skeptical. I wasn't completely against it, but I was skeptical, being like, really? Like, can he do it? And he delivered a great performance. So I'm gonna go Robert Pattinson.
Oh, I got one. All
right.
So surprise performance of this year, I would have to either go with Brian O'Halloran or the guy who plays Randall in Clerks 3. I'm Jeff something. I'm totally brain farting, and I love Clerks, but those two. I don't know if you've seen Clerks 3, Mike, or if you're into those movies at all. It's
never seen them.
Like if you see any Kevin Smith movies, Dogma, Jay and Silent Bob, like any of those movies, like it's all about comedy and jokes, and like every once in a while you might get a little like heart with it, but like there's a scene in this new one where like I almost cried during a comedy movie, dude. And I don't cry at anything. I don't cry for real life stuff. Right. I'm just watching this and I'm just like, holy shit, dude. Like this is like a B-list actor who has only been in Kevin Smith stuff. So I'm just like,
yeah.
So I'd say Brian O'Halloran.
Nice. Tyler, how about you?
Man, it's so weird because like I've been kind of developing stuff, so I haven't seen a lot of movies. Like I kind of took a step back and I haven't been watching a lot of stuff. So, but definitely I did hear about the Clerks 3 performances and how Kevin Smith kind of made some magic there. So I'll probably go with that. Yeah.
Get you.
Whose microwave's going off over there?
Oh, that'd be my house. I'm sorry. At least I hope it's a microwave.
His microwave Thanksgiving dinner's ready.
Nice. Yeah, well, that's pretty good answer. Yeah, I would say Justin, that my partner Emma watched Clerks 3, and she loved it. Like, she loves the other two.
Yeah.
But yeah, she watched the third one and she's like, "Wow, I didn't expect it to be like so emotional." So
yeah. When I saw the trailer, like I was like, but it's just the way it is. Like, I wasn't expecting, like you said, it's just like caught you off guard. So I'm like, oh crap.
Right.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, well, thanks for the question, Oren. We've got Cinematic saying happy Thanksgiving Day, fellas. Eat tons. So yeah, hey Cinematic.
Yeah,
I'm sure Tyler and Justin will. We don't really celebrate it here in the UK.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just kind of chilling today. You know, my family's kind of all doing other things. So
yeah,
it's funny, but like with cultural stuff, I have my friend Candace who lives in Australia, the one I visited, and I was like, there's stupid questions I have asking. I was like, oh, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? Then I forget, like, oh wait, they're all like, why would they celebrate Thanksgiving?
Yeah,
or like, why would they celebrate this holiday or that holiday? I'm an idiot. I one time I almost asked, what are you doing for the 4th of July? Then I caught myself.
Oh, nice.
Bit of a disaster. Yeah, hey, Jai, are you back?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely fine.
I changed devices and everything. I don't know what's going on with the other one, so hopefully this works
you're looking
out.
crispy now too. I can see all the details on your face and like your fibers of your beard. It looks nice.
Ah, wisdom, knowledge.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. The ring light in your eyes, it looks nice.
Yeah,
Cool,
man,
cool.
it's all good. So yeah, it's Jai. It's just like before you were freezing a lot. So yeah, good to have you back.
Okay, cool.
We've got Cinematic saying at work here, but watching the World Cup as well. # employee of the month. Yeah, absolutely.
Right on.
So yeah, I was going to ask. So before getting to the next comment, Justin, Tyler, Tajaya, have any of you guys been watching the World Cup at all?
I've been catching the
Nope.
all the highlights. I haven't been watching it throughout because of my work schedule, but I catch all the highlights.
My best friend Sarah is from she's Iranian. So the one time she said Iran was playing, it was like 5 a.m. I was like, well, yeah, I'm not waking up for that. I watched a little bit of it because sometimes I fall asleep at that time, but I haven't watched too much of the World Cup. I'm not going to pretend like I know who's playing. I think there's a dude named Ronaldo that everyone loves or something, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's all I know, really. And I think Brazil is versus Serbia, or is that tomorrow? I'm just trying to look right now, and I have no idea.
Nah, I know they're playing at some point, but yeah, in terms of like the World Cup, I've been watching a couple of games, but what I found is here in the UK, they start at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and it doesn't finish till like 8 at night. There's like 4 games all day.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy at the moment, but it's been good from what I've seen. Like Japan beat Germany yesterday, which I was happy about at least. And pretty much a lot of people in the UK do not like Germany at all. So yeah, that's
who else doesn't like Germany? Germans.
Right. Yeah, it's been a good competition so far. So Tajai's been keeping up with it as well. Yeah, we've got Jason here as well. So hey, Jason. He says, "How's it going? Hope you have a happy Thanksgiving." Yeah, you too, man.
Yeah, you too, man. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
We've got Pete from Playtendo saying, "Evening, Mike, and everyone. Hope you're well." So hey, Pete.
What's
hope
up,
you're doing
dude?
well.
What's happening?
We've got Jamie from in the front row saying, "Hey, friends, glad I could catch this live. Justin is finally on a stream."
I am, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so kind of a bit of a backstory is like whenever I do Z Talks, a lot of the time I'd message Justin privately or to Jaya or Tyler and be like, "Right, guys, are you free on Thursday?" And you guys are like, "Nah, sorry, man, I'm working."
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
You see, maybe if America gets rid of this daylight savings time thing that they keep talking about trying to do, it would work out. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
crazy.
Yeah, for me, it's just like I'm at work during the time, because of the time difference. So it's just yeah.
Right.
Same here.
Well, Blacktastic, what if you don't mind me asking, what area are you in?
I live in Sacramento, California.
Okay, yeah, we definitely talked about this at one point ages ago. Because it's clicking again. Tyler, what about you?
I'm in the Chicago area.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I saw something on your shirt, but I didn't know if it was like a touristy shirt or something.
Yep, that would be my college. Yep.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I was to Chicago, I think last year. I thought like people in Atlanta and Philly sucked at driving. Chicago is nuts. Chicago is nuts.
Yeah, we don't drive in the city. I take public
Yeah.
transportation or I walk wherever I need to go.
I don't blame you.
Wow.
Don't mess with that.
That's nuts. Is it just constantly busy in Chicago?
The traffic wise, yeah. It's just
Yeah.
Well,
you know,
where
you
I'm
just
from,
you just don't move anywhere.
this is a little different to me. Where I'm from, a lot of the traffic lights are this way, and in Chicago, there's a lot of them that are like that way as well, like horizontal instead of vertical.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, red light and green will be left to right, and where everywhere else is, it's like up and down. I was
Oh
like,
yeah, that's true.
huh? I was like, okay. I was like the colors are the same, but in my mind, it just like something like takes a second extra to click.
Yeah, and it gets cold here, man. It gets
man,
that,
Chicago.
yeah. When you get that lakefront wind. I mean, it's something that you don't know what that's like until you experience that. But you'll walk down a sidewalk and then you'll turn and you just get that gust of lakefront wind that'll just hit you, and that's an entirely new type of cold that you've not experienced unless you've been there. It's like,
Wow.
Yeah. So now looking forward to that.
It's interesting to hear about like you guys, like the states you guys are in, because I know Tajai, a lot of his videos, he's gonna like record a review, and he's like, "Man, I'm not going out in that heat today. I'm staying inside." So
yeah, it was hot this past summer, man. We had record breaking. It got up to 111 this past year. Jeez. And when I was filming What Have I Done, towards the end of the movie, there's a big old backyard party scene.
Yeah.
And man, it was 106 degrees that day.
Oh.
And I'm working with a crew of 20 people. It was miserable. It was tough, man.
Dude.
Right.
I gotta pay attention in detail to that scene now.
Oh yeah, right.
People in the background fading. People in the background going, "Oh shit." Oh,
I think it was what is it? This Is the End, where Craig Robinson is like, "We're actors, we're trained for this. It'll be like 30 degrees outside," and they talking about everybody surfing.
Crazy.
30 degrees Fahrenheit, Mike. Sorry.
No, it's all cool. So, but Tajai, a quick question. So, when you were filming that kind of backyard scene, which I'm not going to spoil this for anyone who hasn't seen What Have I Done yet, right. But you mentioned like that kind of record-breaking heat. Was it like a one-take shot or not?
Man, it was all done. The day scene and the night scene all in one day. So that was the only time where I had a long shoot that lasted about 14, 15 hours. So in the film, I try to make it where it's like a backyard boogie. So we was really eating and having a good time. But man, it was hot. When it was trying to roll the cameras, come on, guys, get it done in one take. It's hot.
Right. Well, how did you? So how did you deal with? I'm curious now, because usually when you eat, right, you kind of get not like tired, but you know what I'm saying. Like with people fill up with food. So like, how did you keep the energy up and like get people to like do what they had to do while they were kind of enjoying themselves?
Well, I tell you what, man. A couple of girls there were like vegetarians. They don't eat nothing really heavy, and so they're fine. People who are more meat eaters, those are the ones that had a hard time keeping their energy level up. So, so the people that's actually running, they were probably vegetarians.
I remember we were doing
Brilliant.
Every once in a while I'll have like a filming gig, and we were doing this one show for like PHL or one of the networks. It was about a psychic, and like people come in, whether it be leaving psychics or not, the guy will like say like, "Oh, do you have trauma with this? You have trauma with that? I want to write this down." We started at like 7 or 8 a.m. and the shoot was done at like 6 p.m. But we still had to wrap up, pack everything up, so we left there at like 8. So by the time 8 o'clock comes around, I was like, "Dude, I don't even want to stop for food. I don't even want to go take a pee anywhere. I just want to go home and do everything at home."
Right.
Yeah. The one thing I did do after the day scenes were done, we took like a 4-hour break. So I said, "Hey, if you want to go home, if you want to stay here, because you can go inside the house where we were filming at, enjoy the AC. If you want to get in your car and take off for a few hours." So I definitely gave everybody like a 4-hour break in between the day scene and the night scene. And when it cooled down a little bit, we had fans and stuff out there, plenty of water on site. But man, it was a long day and long night. By the time I got home, it was past midnight.
Yeah, man.
Wow. I know what it's like. Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I think it's really cool though that like you already kind of had that mindset. Like if you did have it pre-planned, because like obviously if you shoot a night scene and everyone's already drenched in sweat, girls' makeup's running, dudes' white shirts look like they're brown at that point. Like
Right.
It's always interesting, like hearing the behind the scenes stuff. And I know Tajaya, I know like I did an interview with you with Sarah at the time when you released that. But I think it's quite interesting with the stream because obviously Tyler does video editing production for his work. You make movies, Tajaya. I know Justin, you kind of have something with like filming as well on the side, right?
Yeah, some random like comedy shows like I film. They'll be like the TV shows that are going to air at like 3 a.m. on some random channel. But it's just like comedy shows, a cooking show I filmed for. It's on WHYY, but yeah, it's just random. It'll be like I'll have nothing for 4 months and then I'll have something every weekend for a whole month.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I think it's interesting that you guys have all got that similar kind of background, and hopefully we might get a couple of questions about that. So we'll stick to them. But in the meantime, we've got John saying ahoy, ahoy also. Hey, John.
Hey.
Ahoy now.
Ahoy.
Ahoy. And he says he's just became Blacktastic's latest subscriber. So
nice. Oh shit! On. Quick, everyone else subscribe to prove him wrong.
Right? Yeah. Hey.
Well, all the links to you guys' channels are in the description box.
Right on.
Subscribe. I've got Jacob Martin. So hey, Jacob, hope you're well. He says, hope everyone is having an awesome Thanksgiving. Going to see Glass Onions in theaters tonight.
Right on.
Same here.
Nice.
Right. Yeah. So Glass Onions an interesting one because at least here in the UK, it's only getting released in select cinemas, and pretty much all the cinemas near me are just not showing up whatsoever. So probably have to wait for like the Netflix release, which is a bit unusual. But yeah, I'm definitely hyped for that movie though. Looks awesome. Love the original Knives Out, so I'm intrigued to see what Rian Johnson's going to do again. But yeah, Tyler, I'm looking forward to seeing your review.
Yep. We're gonna film that right after I get out, and hopefully probably put that up either tonight or tomorrow. We'll see how.
How do you, if you don't mind me asking, do you write like a little Cliff Notes version of your review first, or you just do it off the cuff?
It kind of just depends on how quickly I want to get something out. For this one, I'm probably going to write a little something and then kind of structure it a little bit more.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, man, sometimes I just let the camera roll. Like, I'm going to be honest, I just kind of sit in front of the camera and give my thoughts.
Nice. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I think it's also quite interesting, like how we all do reviews as well. Because, like, as you guys were saying, like, Tyler's sometimes off the cuff or script. Like, I'm just always just go off the fly. Like, I've never scripted, like, any review. I probably should, but I don't. Justin, I know you script yours, right?
Yeah, as someone who has ADHD, like, I realize if I script mine, even though it takes a little bit longer to write down all my thoughts, it takes less time to film the review then. And if I just go off the cuff in the review, it'll end up taking the same amount of time. So I'd rather just structure it. And then sometimes, I'd say at least every review, I've thrown in a few things here or there where it is like a little add-on or a random that's just not in the script.
Right.
Like something that just popped into my head. I was just like, oh shit, yeah, that too.
Yeah. And Tajaya, how about you?
Man, I do everything from the cuff. I take no notes. I use the old nugget, and then I don't edit my videos. You notice it's like a live stream. If I make a mistake, I make a mistake. I keep talking. You never see hardly any edits in my videos. Just I talk straight through like I'm talking to you guys right now.
Right. Yeah, man. It's like whenever you do a review, though, it's always like just so like elegantly put every single time.
Thanks, man.
Man, wow. And yeah, well, just a bit of a heads up. Tajaya, I am going to be asking you to come back on the channel probably in the new year, because I'm going to be bringing back the Turbo Movie collab series. So I'm going to be putting you through a bad movie again, my friend.
Oh man,
those are fun.
Right. Oh man, I just remember that one we did. Battle LA.
Is that the one with Aaron Eckhart?
No, or was it Battle Elliot or was it Battle of Elliot? It's one of the two.
Oh,
I think,
okay. So
I think Asylum did a parody of like that movie you're talking about.
Okay, that one's got Aaron Eckhart, and they did a parody. Got it. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that was crazy.
Like there was a Suicide Squad, and then Asylum, I think, made the Slaughter Squad or something.
Slaughter Squad.
They're always cooking up something. But I actually read not long ago that the Asylum, every movie that they put out, they make at least $150,000 to $250,000 profit of each movie.
Oh shoot! Well,
right.
People are looking for some dumb shit to throw on at a party. So
I was gonna say, they found their audience. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, me.
This live stream is sponsored by Asylum.
Man, I've recently seen that. I think they had like a 25th anniversary, and I was like, "Where's my invite to that?"
Right,
yeah, right?
Exactly.
Well, we've got Jason here who says, "Did you see that Michael J. Fox got an honorary Oscar?"
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Cool.
What was it for? Like Lifetime?
Probably Lifetime.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I didn't see the speech, but I know that he got the award, and I know that like Christopher Lloyd was there to support him as well.
That's cool.
So yeah, pretty cool moment. I'm happy for the guy, you know. And yeah, so the next question we've got here is Jacob. He says, "What are your favorite movies of 2022 so far, and what's your least favorites?" His favorite was Everything Everywhere All at Once, and least favorite was Hocus Pocus 2.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good.
Right. Yeah, very quickly, I know Hocus Pocus. I watched it with my partner for the first time, like a couple of days before watching the sequel. Mm-hmm. I'd never seen either of them. So the first one I thought, it was kind of cheesy, like 90s fun kind of movie. And I watched the sequel, and it's probably like definitely on my top 10 worst of the year. Just such a bad movie. Just wasn't needed.
No.
So I'm going to go to Jajaya first. So Jajaya, what would you say is kind of your, maybe if you have to pick one kind of favorite movie of the year and least favorite?
Oh man, that's easy. It's The Batman. I love that movie, man. It's beautiful, it's eloquent, and it's so down to earth that it's believable. And the storyline was good. It felt like I was watching Seven Part 2. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking this guy, I'm like, how could this dude be Batman? Dude, he's probably my favorite Batman since Michael Keaton. This dude his eyes are so piercing. That's the one thing about the Batmans that I like, their eyes. Him and Michael Keaton got these eyes. When they look through that mask, it's just terrifying. Least favorite? Probably Thor. Love and Thunder or whatever it was called?
Yeah.
I don't like that at all.
You and I are on the same page, man.
That was Jesus, man, that was bad.
Right.
I mean, he looks good as Thor. That was about it. It was horrible, man.
Right. Yeah, got to agree with that. Like we could probably talk all night about like Love and Thunder.
Hell yeah.
What Russell, especially when they announced the casting, I was like, Russell Crowe. I was like, wow.
Man.
Yeah, I was hoping for something along the lines of like he was still a little cartoony, but like Liam Neeson in that like Wrath of the Titans or Clash of the Titans movie, like wasn't amazing in it, but it's just like he got the job done. But Russell Crowe's over here like doing the tilt-a-whirl with like a thunderbolt. I don't know what he was doing. Like spinning baton or something. I was just like, oh my god,
it was bad.
Yeah. That was
absolute mess. Yeah. My favorite of the year is definitely the Batman as well, Jai, so completely agree with you. Tyler, how about you? What's your favorite and least favorite of the year?
It's between Everything Everywhere All at Once and the Batman, I would say. We'll have to see what Avatar does. I'm very curious to see where that's going to land.
All right.
It's obviously got my interest. Obviously, we don't doubt James Cameron, but it's like...
Never.
But, and then, I don't know. It's just like, but are you going to ride that wave, right? Because it's going to be the thing, right? It's going to be either you're going to love it or you're going to hate it, and it's going to be the popular thing to hate it, probably. I don't know.
Yep.
But it's like, but technically, it's like I'm going to love it because of technically what it did. So, I don't know. Avatar might take it, but that might be a little hype. But I think Everything Everywhere All at Once was probably the most original thing I've seen in like a decade, probably. Like it was so good, so well done. And then Love and Thunder. I was just like, Marvel Phase 4 in general was kind of hard to get through, right? I was really like, okay, all right, just get to like Kang is coming. That's what I just kept telling myself. I'm like, Kang's gonna show up at some point here, and we'll hopefully be okay. But yeah, I'm just waiting for Kang. It's like, let's go. Like we'll get through this phase and
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also too, I don't know, Black Panther I loved that movie too. Wakanda Forever, obviously. Yeah, but yeah, Love and Thunder was probably the least happy time at the theater. It's just like,
right,
what is going on?
Yeah, I think it's interesting what you're saying about Marvel Phase 4, though, so we'll not dive too much into it because I'm sure there'll be comments about it later. But I know Tajai and me were on Rashad's channel the other week to talk about Black Panther Wakanda Forever and share our thoughts. But yeah, I think Phase 4 pretty much has been a mess since No Way Home. I think that was like the last big hitter they've had. Then probably Black Panther. But I'm interested to see the Guardians Christmas special dropping tomorrow, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I've heard good things about it so far, so I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I'm interested.
And especially with James Gunn, obviously now signed on to DC. Obviously, he's done the Christmas special on Guardians 3, and that's his last with Marvel, I believe. So I can't imagine he's going to go out with like a turd kind of movie, you know. So I'm intrigued. But Justin, what about you? What's been your favorite and least favorite of the year?
I was like, I'm not gonna lie, because I was looking through my movie reviews, because like I usually write down every movie I see, like because for like review purposes and an end of 2022. But like, I think I only did reviews for like 5 or 6 or 7 movies this year, so I'm looking at like my AMC movie list, the ones that I saw this year. Worst is, I'd say it's probably Jurassic World Dominion. I thought it was trash, and I thought it was gonna be harder to be worse than the last movie, but it was just like there's scenes when Chris Pratt's being chased by raptors and he's outrunning them on a motorcycle. He's like getting chomped on while he's riding the motorcycle. Be it Bryce Dallas Howard's running across a roof doing like parkour and shit, outrunning the raptors. I was like, okay. I was like, all right. So it was like Fast and Furious presents Jurassic World, but best. Like I think what Tyler's saying, Everything Everywhere All at Once, like it was so cool. And like, yeah, we've had a decent amount of multiverse stuff with DC and Marvel and stuff like that, but I think it's done in a unique way where if for anyone who sees Swiss Army Man, it's the same director. So like they have all the weird shit in there. They have the heartfelt stuff. They have the thought-provoking stuff. Yes, there's cool multiverse stuff and choreography, but yeah, other than that, I'm looking. I loved Unbearable Weight, Massive Talent with Nicolas Cage, and Clerks 3, Bullet Train.
I forgot about
that. I'm trying to look at the other movies that came out this year, and certain ones came out in like December and stuff, so I can't really pick them necessarily.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some good choices. I know, going very quickly back to what Tyler was saying about Avatar, I think I've heard the runtime's like 3 hours, 18 minutes, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Right. But I think, to be honest, though, I think it's kind of warranted because of how long it's been since the first movie, the motion capture of like, underwater for the first time in like cinema history.
Yeah.
I know the other day they released like a full official trailer for the movie, but I haven't seen it yet because I was like, I don't want to kind of see past the teaser that I saw and that's it.
Yeah.
Because like as you said, Tyler, you'll just have that hype going in for it, and I don't want that, you know.
Yeah. Without spoiling it, I'll just say both trailers don't really give you any big hint about what's going on at all.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
And maybe there's not really anything heavy going on in the movies. I'm not trying to be rude to James Cameron, but I'm just he seems like I know he didn't direct Alita, but like he just seems like the kind of guy lately that's just like he has cool VFX and fight scenes and creates cool characters, but as far as like meat and story goes, it's like a little light and shifts the focus.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, definitely in a couple of his past movies. And then he's delivered some like, you know, iconic movies in the past as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does. But thank you for the question, Jacob. We've got the viewer Drew saying, "Hey everyone, what's up?" So
hey, what's going on, man?
Well,
what's happening?
So Jamie asks an interesting question. She says, "Who's a villain you'd like to see as a hero?" Oh, that's a good question.
I mean, to be fair, isn't any MCU villain, don't they always turn him into a hero?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Nah, I talk too much shit. I gotta shut up sometimes.
That's what I would actually quite like to see for myself personally. Biff Tannen from Back to the Future. I would like to kind of see maybe a backstory as to why he is a bully and his upbringing as to why he's like he is today, kind of thing.
Okay.
That's what I would like to see. I think that'd be cool.
Wow, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I guess you were saying after he gets punched in the 50s or whatever, what are you talking about? A retro movie leading up to the 80s, or are you talking about modern 2022?
Yeah, kind of leading up to the leading up to the 80s as such, yeah. And well, I mean even back in the 50s, obviously he's bullying George then. But even just his childhood, because we learn nothing about his childhood, or did he have a rough childhood? Did he have a good one and he just decided to be a bully? And that could be interesting. Because he is a quite iconic movie villain as such. He never has a moment where you root for him. So yeah, that's my answer. But what about you guys? Good question.
Good question, yeah.
Yeah, is it superhero related or just bad guy versus good guy?
It could be whatever you want.
Okay.
I think it's hard because my mind just keeps shifting the comic book. So I'm trying to think on the scale like Mike's.
Yeah.
Because there's probably some great things, but
I think for me, I mean, going back to Black Panther, I'm excited to see the character of Namor evolve as he does in the comics and kind of follow his story from the villain to the kind of more of a hero arc. I think that'll be really cool. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Nice.
I'd say if I'm thinking of anything now, I'd say maybe something along the lines of they have rings of power, but I'd like to see maybe something either incorporated into a TV show or a movie of Saruman back in the day. And he's always up to some shit, but he's never really a hero, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to see maybe even back in the day, him starting out and training and then doing this stuff, when he first comes to Middle Earth in the comet or however they do it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it'd be interesting as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Tajai, do you have one?
Well, one of my favorite villains of all time is the guy from Seven. And I'm thinking with his genius, if he worked for the police department, he can probably solve every homicide crime before it happens, almost like pre-crime, in something like that. I mean, he'll be one of the smartest guys on a force to deal with that type of stuff, because he's by far my favorite villain. I mean, this guy was so ahead of the police. He had a guy bounded and tied down for a year to the day when they found him. And imagine somebody with a mind like that actually working for the police for good. Shoot. Like I said, it'd be like pre-crime from that movie with Tom Cruise is in. You know, he'd be that smart.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that would be quite interesting. Yeah. Wow.
I still have to see Seven.
Justin?
No, I think was that was it John Woo? Is that one of his movies or no?
No, Seven is with
David Fincher.
David Fincher's second film, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
With Brad Pitt with the lead and Morgan Freeman.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see it. What the hell?
I'm not going to name who the villain is because you'll find out later if you haven't seen it. I'm not going to name who it is.
Right. No spoilers.
Yeah.
Definitely. But yeah, back to the question, Jamie.
Cool.
Very quickly, Jason says, "But Biff comes from a generation of bullies." So yeah, I know you've got Buford Tannen in the Western days and stuff.
Right.
But what if Biff in 55 was actually, as a young kid, a good kid, and something happened where he turned into a bully and didn't want to kind of follow on the trend? But yeah, I will never know. But yeah, thank you for the question, Jamie. We've got here, we've got the viewer Drew says, which movie do you feel gets bashed for the dumbest reason? People calling Live Free or Die Hard bad because the PG-13 rating. People call The Incredible Hulk because Edward Norton is playing the Hulk.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting question. We don't have
it is.
PG-13 over here. I think our equivalent's maybe 12A. We have to be 12, or if you're not 12, you have to have like an adult to go in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if it's the same.
Yeah. Seems similar.
I know from like top of my head, I know years ago, a movie called Green Book, which I really enjoy that movie.
Yeah, I love that movie.
That got slated because it won like Best Picture instead of another movie. Since then, people hate that movie. I'm just like, just because of like it won Best Picture. I'm like, yeah. So I don't know. I guess that's my answer. But what about you guys?
Oh man, I don't know.
I'd say if I'm thinking of anything lately, I'd say Black Adam.
Oh.
Just because of the fact that it's like, it's more or less one of those like dumb action focused, fun superhero movies. And like, yeah, you can say that for a lot of movies I've said were shit before. I'm probably shooting myself in the foot, but it's just like, it's The Rock. So who goes into a movie with The Rock expecting like grade A plot or acting, kind of. It's just like The Rock is the same in every movie. So it's like you're going to get what you're going to get. Just imagine The Rock with the superhero suit on. No different than anything else.
Right.
True.
Yeah, very true.
Man, I would have to say Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. It seemed like before I was introduced to YouTube, everybody I knew loved that movie.
Huh.
I went to the theaters. People liked it. People I went to work with. Then I got introduced to YouTube and started, developing a community with people, and everybody hated that movie. I'm like, why did everybody hate that movie? Because it was aliens or in that movie, or because the monkeys in the trees? But I seen that movie 3 times in theaters. It was packed. It made the second most movie that year, only behind Iron Man. So it wasn't a box office bust. But
right.
In this YouTube community, people hate that film, and I don't get it.
I don't know. That's the only movie I've ever fallen asleep in the movie theater too. I fell asleep as the monkeys were, or I woke up as the monkeys were swinging, and I thought to myself, I was in high school at the time. I was like, holy shit! I'm like, holy shit! Like I fell asleep.
You saw Shia swinging too. Remember?
Yeah, like I've never fall asleep in movies, so I was like, okay, that pretty much sums it up. Yeah. Oh man,
I've never seen that movie actually, so I can't. I've heard things about it, obviously.
Right.
But never seen it. But yeah, Jai, that's interesting that everyone loved it, and as soon as you went on YouTube, everyone hates that movie. That's nuts.
Yeah, man, it's like 2 different worlds. Like on YouTube, it's community, and we all really into film and stuff, but the outside world spoke. And like I said, it made the most money only behind Iron Man. It was a box office hit, and but people on YouTube they detest that movie. Like it's like a bad word in church. They don't want to talk about it.
I can't even talk because I only saw it once, and as we know, I didn't even see the whole thing because I fell asleep. So I need to rewatch it.
Yeah, I saw it once in theaters as well, ages ago. So usually with movies like that, sometimes I'll say something about it, but at the end of the day, I can't really comment on it. It's been 12 years or something.
It's been a long time, yeah.
Yeah, it came out the same time as Iron Man 1, the same summer.
Oh shit! So it might have been like 14 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a long time.
While.
Yep.
Been a while, yeah. And I know they've been putting a bit of news out about Indiana Jones 5 recently, and he's going to like New York, and they've de-aged him for some of the early scenes.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Don't know how that's going to work. I'm intrigued by the de-aging.
I think it's going to look great because I think it just keeps getting better and better every year. But I think they're
they got Disney money. You got Mangold directing the film.
Yeah.
And I heard the story is pretty good, so we'll see. Hopefully everything works out.
Yeah, I've seen some de-aging stuff recently where it still doesn't work out, but like other times it's like, holy shit. Like I really liked what they did at the end of Ghostbusters. For anyone who hasn't seen it, I'll just say that. I think that was like the best because this person didn't speak and they already had like an effect around them. So I think it blended a lot better. Did you guys all see it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then screw. And then Harold Ramis, like, I think he's already got like that blue hue, and they did a bunch of different things for that. Whereas like you have certain other movies where it's just like motion tracking and CGI, and they just are trying to interact with their regular environment. Then you have like Carrie Fisher, like in Rogue One, it looked good, but like you can still tell like it could have been better.
Yeah. Work in progress.
Yeah, I think one of the worst de-aging ones I've seen recently was last year for Candyman. Right at the end of that scene. Have you guys all seen Candyman?
I haven't, but you can talk about it. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, basically, right at the end. So he's a spoiler, Tyler. Anyone who's watching, but right at the end, it's like a de-aging effect of like Tony Todd.
Yeah.
And that looked awful.
Yeah. I think in my head it was nighttime and like there was bees around his face. I was like, all right, like they're trying to conceal a little bit.
They did their best. Because I can't imagine that movie had a huge budget at all. Yeah. So,
right.
Their most expensive VFX shot, I'm sure.
Right.
It's weird because that wasn't a secret that Todd was in the movie too. Like he was credited on IMDb, Wikipedia articles before the movie came out. Yeah. And so I was like, oh, okay, there he is.
Yeah, it's interesting. But thank you for the question, Drew. We've got a question here from Jason, and he asks, have you ever watched a movie by yourself and didn't care for it, but then watched it with a friend or family and enjoyed it more? That's a good question.
I think for me it was Superbad. I saw Superbad for the first time, I think, either by myself or something, and then it was weird because then I watched it with my mom, and it just got better. Like, I don't know, it's really kind of random, but yeah, that's the first thing that comes to my head.
Yeah, that's a good one, though. I think it's like with the humor, and obviously, I think it's one of those, especially like a comedy, because my example would be like the 40-Year-Old Virgin. And I think it's one of those where a comedy where, when you watch it by yourself, you're like, it's quite funny, or you enjoy it. Then when you see like the whole room just laughing along with it, it's like, makes that atmosphere better. Yeah. Or like a horror, for example, will do that. So yeah, mine's 40-Year-Old Virgin. Tyler's Superbad. To Jaya, have you got one?
A movie I didn't like at first, and it got better with a group of people. Normally they're bad movies for me, like Halloween Resurrection. I seen that because I'm a big Halloween fan. I love Michael Myers. Opening night, it came out. I got off work. I went straight to the theater, got me a ticket like around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I sat there like, damn, this is bad. So I went again the following week with a group of friends, and everybody was hollering. They was laughing, had a good time. I'm like, oh, okay. It's just, when you have a critical brain like that, you kind of like, you take the fun out of it yourself.
Right.
But when you see other people having fun, you're like, okay, let my hair down, have some fun. It's so ridiculous. You have to laugh and have a good time. And it was a great theater experience the second time around. The first time I was sitting there going, okay, that's peculiar. Well, why are they doing that? That don't make any damn sense. Then you watch it with a group of friends. Right. You don't care if it makes sense. Yeah. You got Busta Rhymes drop kicking Michael Myers out a window.
Well, and
how can you not love that? It's funny. Yeah. I had a good time.
I think too. I mean, I do this too. Like, I'll go watch a movie, and you get super critical, and you're like, you overthink it, and that happens a lot of times. But then I'll talk to my buddy, or one of my friends, and then he'll just be like, "You were thinking way too hard about this stuff, man. Like step back and like kind of just enjoy it." So he kind of pulls me back sometimes, and I've definitely enjoyed movies a lot more. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I agree, Tyler. Yeah, I think it's one of those, especially like when we all do like movie reviews on our channels, respectively. Like, we always could be like, I didn't like the CG here, or I didn't like the performance, or the story, whatever. And like the outside, like, when we talk to one of our friends who don't do YouTube, and they're like, man, I enjoyed that movie. And we're like, that was terrible, Yeah, it's an interesting one. So yeah, to Jaya, I can imagine Halloween Resurrection in the cinema was an experience in itself.
Yeah, because I was the only one in theater like at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm like, okay, it was on a Thursday. No one was there. So I went the very next day on a Friday night, like at 9 p.m. Place was packed. You had teenagers. You had people in their early 20s. I'm like, and they loved it. I mean, the dumber the kill was, the harder they laughed. And, and you're interacting with the screen and you're shoving popcorn in your mouth. I'm like, I love this movie for all the wrong reasons now.
Man, especially Busta Rhymes. That's so iconic.
I mean, you had Tyra Banks, you had Busta Rhymes. It was like, this is, because back then Halloween had rappers in that movie. Halloween HBO had LL Cool J. Right. Me, I was glad that black people wasn't dying from once. I'm like, damn, thank you.
Right.
We survived.
Right. Oh man. Well, Justin, how about you? Do you have an experience yourself?
I mean, realistically, it's just like all the movies, like you're hitting at a little bit, that are like so bad, and then I'm like, I'll watch it. I'll be like, yeah, this sucks. But then I'll get a group of people. Like I went to see The Room down at the Ritz in Philly.
Oh,
and Tommy Wiseau was there, and like everyone in the crowd like would quote lines and stuff like that. So it's like I watched it at home with my buddy, so I wasn't really by myself. I'm like, yeah, it was okay. It was entertaining. Like whatever. I get why people think it's the best, worst movie. But then when I went to the theater, and people would be like quoting lines, people would be like throwing shit at the screen. Like apparently when you go to see these screens in the room, the plastic spoons are a thing. People like throw plastic spoons and stuff. And it was just like, you just completely immersed yourself in this fandom, whether you wanted to or not. And like, everyone was a part of it.
Contagious.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And what happened with Tommy Wiseau being there? Did he do like a Q&A afterwards or anything? Or
he was like in a rush. So like, I have The Room on Blu-ray and I have his autograph, but it's literally just like a scribbly like TW real quick. And like, I asked him a question because, like, you want to ask dumb questions to this guy for anyone who knows Tommy Wiseau. I was just like, all right, Tommy, you're back in the industry. I was just like, do you have a celebrity crush and who is it? And he's just like, I do, but can I tell you the next question? Like that's all it was, really. So it's like, you could tell he's in a rush. Like he was still a funny dude and entertaining, but I think like even then it's like contagious. So I was just like, all right, like you feel this joint community in here. Like, I don't know.
Get you. Yeah, that's a cool experience. Yeah, I can't imagine what it was like being in the cinema with Tommy Wiseau.
That was fun.
Right. We've got Cinematic saying England is doing very well, Mike. Tomorrow, USA play them. Yeah, absolutely. Going to be an interesting game. We've got Gareth saying hi also. Hey, Gareth. Hope you're well.
What's happening?
We've got Goddess of Death saying hi, guys. New here. So, hey.
Oh, hey.
Doing well.
That's a cool name. Man. I like that name.
Right.
She is my friend, and she is on Twitch by the same name, I believe. If not, I'm having a brain fart, but yeah.
Cool.
Oh, well, awesome. Well, welcome to the channel. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. We've also got lovely movie reviews saying, hey, everyone, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
You too.
Thanksgiving.
Happy gobble, gobble, gobble.
Oh, shit.
And we've got guys there saying happy Thanksgiving. So, yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you too. We've got an interesting question here from Noran. He asks, what is all your predictions for Scream 6 coming in March? Well,
I bet it's going to be the same thing as the past 5 movies.
Man, thank you.
Right.
And people are going to be like,
I don't know, man. I didn't see the latest one. I like what is it, like the first 2? I think for me it's like the first 2 and then I'm out, dude. I'm like,
thank you.
I don't need to see the rest of these at all.
Right.
Yeah. I think I like things, obviously, Mike, we've talked about it a little bit, but I like things where, like, yeah, they establish what made the movies great and stuff like that, but I like new directions. Like God of War had this new, like, iteration, and then you have certain other games and movies doing the same thing, but, like, I really like Halloween Ends. Everyone's going to shit on me in here and on the comments, whatever. Fine. But
no, I like it too.
Yeah, okay. I would have loved to have seen, like, even Scream 5, like, go into, like, a cult thing. Like, you have all these 2 killers every movie. Like, you know when the hook is. They're going to come back for a second. They're going to do that. But I was like, I don't know, like, go somewhere different. Have it be, like, a cult or something like that. And, like, you see, like, there's, like, a bunch of people following this in secret. They've been there the whole time. I don't know.
Something, yeah.
Someone said something about doing a found footage Friday the 13th. And, like, I know a lot of people wouldn't like that. I think it was cool because that's my genre. Like, I like that, but...
I think
my prediction for part 6, the opening kill will be the best kill like in the last 5 movies. Scream gets you in the very beginning. That's usually like the most awesome kill in the movie. And after that, it goes down.
They get the dust off the old template. Go, all right.
You know, instead of a phone, instead of a land drive, you have a cell phone calling. And man, you know, it's the same trope every single time, but the opening is always the best. And they have the big old scream come to the screen, to the center of the stage. And after that, I never liked the characters. They're all stupid in Scream. I don't like none of the characters.
They try to put like 1 or 2 new things to like spice up the like template, like you're saying.
Yeah,
that's about it.
Yeah, it's very the same. I agree with you guys. I know a couple of weeks ago when I went to like a horror convention, me and my partner met. Me and my partner met Roger L. Jackson, who voices Ghostface.
Okay,
love
which was cool. And he was telling us that Scream 6 is going to New York, and I was like, that's interesting.
Yeah,
I was like, every damn movie set in New York nowadays. Or every TV show is always New York. I don't know why.
Did he mean like the plot is in New York, or they're just filming there?
Yeah,
like the plot's in New York this time.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, I think there's probably some sort of tax credit or something going on, or they've done something. I think they're incentivizing people. Chicago did the same thing a couple of years ago, but they're incentivizing more productions to come there. So I think that's what's happening.
Yeah.
Well, man, New York doesn't need any more productions. It's got enough.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, I'm interested for sure. You know, I definitely think. I mean, I didn't like the latest one personally.
Yeah.
I think like you guys, I think it's gonna be kind of like same old. When we get to the killer at the end, they're gonna be dead, but then they're not dead until the final like gunshot. Then they're dead, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think they at least like with this new one, like there's a lot of like they try to play into the tropes, because I think from Scream 2 onward they played into the trope that like, oh yeah, it's meta, we're doing this and that, and like the new one fully accepted it. But I think like a lot of movies are doing that now, where it's like a movie within a movie, like Disaster Artist, or like
that's so lazy.
Yeah, and like Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, where it's like I thought it was decent, but like I'm not gonna go back and watch that movie. Like all that stuff has been played out by now.
Right.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I agree. I think sometimes like doing the meta thing works for certain movies, but when it's constantly done, it's kind of like, how do you outdo the last one that kind of did that?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an interesting one. But thank you for the question, Noran. We've got the viewer Drew, and he says, "Good news. I saw Wakanda recently. It was amazing. It was and it honoured the memory of Chadwick Boseman." Yeah, absolutely. Again, I know me and Tajaya spoke about this on Richard's stream like the other week. Yeah. Definitely honored his memory for sure.
Did a great job.
Right.
I think I didn't know, without spoiling anything, I don't know how you feel about that, but like I told my friend Kim, who we streamed before, Mike, with her, but I watched us, like I was clapping during like the opening, like the Marvel crawl. Mm-hmm. And then I stopped because no one else was. I was like, oh, they did it for Stan Lee. Like, am I stupid here? Like, am I missing something?
No, you're not stupid.
But I was just like, well, I think that's what it was. Like, I understood the scene before was sad, but like,
I
was like, all right, well, I thought everyone was gonna cheer, but like at the end they did, so I was like, oh, okay. That mid-credit scene like was a tearjerker. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
that was huge.
I think with Stan Lee, you know, he lived a long time. We expected him to pass, so it was more accepted. But this guy, he was just getting started. He was going to be a rock star, and you know, he had Oscars coming. This guy was that great, and to lose him after his biggest role in his life, and also comic book world loved him. It was a shock. Oh, yeah. We was all in shock, man, and we were just like. So I think that's why nobody clapped. I've seen it twice in theaters, and each time it was total silence. I think it's meant to be that way. Sometimes the best way to honor somebody, depending what background you have, is total silence. Like this, like you go to a basketball game. Like I remember I went to a Kings game, and Kobe and his daughter had just passed, and they said, "Hey, can we all stand and have a moment of silence?" And I think that was meant for that.
Yeah, nah. Because even my friend was saying, it's like. Yeah, like it's not like the movie was silent, but they just kind of had like an ambient like white noise kind of. I was like, all right, that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Like I think I was saying this as well, but like that Marvel kind of, you know, as the Marvel introduction goes, just silent. Like I was nearly in tears at that point. The intro, you know, it's like wow. So yeah, I can kind of see like Justin where you can like definitely applaud it, but then also like the silence as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. But yeah, Drew, I'm glad that you enjoyed Black Panther. We've got off the cover says I've been writing my reviews out, so all my thoughts are straight and coherent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, awesome, man. If that works for you, then yeah, that's awesome to hear. Everyone's different.
Yeah, I think I'm not trying to talk on his behalf, but like just like for me, since I have ADHD, like I have to form everything. I have to do that. Even if I'm doing voiceover stuff, I have to write it down because then I'll just say like da 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 and like try to splice it together, and it won't work. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it works for different people and like works with how like that person presents their channel, I guess.
Yeah, man. I tell people that for advice all the time. Go, man, find what you do best because no one can duplicate you. Some of the worst things you can do is watch other YouTubers and try to like mimic them. So man, don't do that. Just be yourself.
Right.
And when you're comfortable in your own skin, it'll come naturally. If you need to take notes, there's no shame in taking notes. Some of the best speeches ever given, people were holding notes and looking down and reading to the crowd. You know, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But if you keep your facts accurate, and if you make a mistake, you know, don't just have your eyes get big and freak out. You make a mistake, you know. As long as you keep going, people respect that, and they'll follow you to the end, and you become a great reviewer, like some of these people on YouTube.
Oh yeah. I think for me also it was a confidence thing too. Like I didn't want to be viewed as lesser or screw up at all or think that I was capable of just looking like an idiot. But it's just like now I'm just like, well, yeah, I don't mind if I do, but it's also I'm not changing how I do my channel. That's how I like doing it. So
there you go.
Right. Yeah. I think the Tajaya Price had that best. You know. Yeah. Like just do you. If it works, if it's notes, it's notes. If it's not notes, it's not. You know.
Right.
Very good. Yeah. I'm glad it works for you off the cover. And we've got a lovely saying. Saw Glass Onion last night. Review will be up tomorrow. Awesome.
Right on.
I'm going to think the happy face and the thumbs up and the 100 means it's good. So I'm going to hopefully that's what that means. So.
Hey, I'm hearing great things about it. I was watching John Campea this morning. He did like a little out of the theater review. He said he likes it better than the first one.
Oh, nice.
I'm like, wow, sweet. Cool. So I'm looking forward to it.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. That's definitely given good
high praise, man. High praise.
Right. Yeah. I'm certainly intrigued. We got off the cover when we were saying about favorite movies and worst movies. It was like Top Gun Maverick was dope. So was the Batman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Can't go wrong with that.
He says Thor, Love and Blunder. Absolutely. And Marvel Phase 4. Yeah.
I think what Tyler's saying is true. Like, there's a lot of like I personally really loved like the new Doctor Strange movie. I thought it was awesome, but I think to his point that people don't want to feel that setup. We already had 10 years of setup for like the Infinity Saga, so people are just like, do we really have to have 10 years of setup again for this Kang dude? Like, I think maybe that's why like people are bored, or maybe even Crisis on Infinite Earths when they had the CW TV show. After that, a lot of people just fell off the CW shows.
And I think it's interesting too, because not everybody reads the comics, right? Not everybody knows what's coming, or is even in the movie space like we are. So like I always try to think about the kind of, you know, the normal, quote unquote, normal Marvel fan. Are they completely lost? Do they even care about what's good? Because it's like you could say Kang, but normal people, I use that term very loosely here, but it's like people are like, who's Kang? I have no idea. He showed up in Loki. He had that ending scene, right? Which spoilers, sorry. Which I love that. I love that ending. I know a lot of people. I heard people didn't really like that ending because people were just sitting in chairs.
I enjoyed it.
But that's like the setup. Like if you know what's coming, you're like, oh, like. I don't know. I ate it up because I was like, yes, like let's get there.
I'm part of that demographic. I don't read comics, and so I don't know who Kang was until Loki came out. I had no clue, and I'm just a movie buff. The Disney Plus shows they were okay, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I'm more of a movie guy, but it's all new to me, so I don't know what's coming, and so when it does happen, I'll be pleasantly surprised.
Cool.
Same.
Cool.
Same here, yeah. And completely agree with you, Tyler. Yes, like me and Tajaya have never read the comics, so like both of us, as you were saying, like we're taking the movies and show for like as they come. So I think maybe for us, I can only speak for myself here, but like it seems just very messy, and it just seems like, oh, we're getting 20 different characters at the moment who aren't connected in anything whatsoever right now. Whereas you in the background, and maybe Justin, if he reads comics, are like, oh, he was all right, it's just warming up kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, I've read some. Like I've been reading. Like I read Marvel Zombies before. I just finished the 3 comic run of the Flash. It's a tie-in for the movie, and that was really good. But it's both are kind of one-off stories that I don't know if they're going to tie in with the movie or before the movie. Still, it says companion, so who knows?
Yeah, I think so. They're setting stuff up, but they're loosely doing it. I think they made a mistake of which. I mean, you have to do this because actors' contracts, whatever. If these actors don't want to come back, they don't want to come back. But you lost your Iron Man, you lost your Captain America, and it was their story, right? And I think having them leave at the same time, and obviously losing Chadwick, which obviously that wasn't their plan. I truly believe he was going to be the one that was going to lead the new Avengers, and we were going to go in a whole new direction. But him not being here anymore really messed with their schedule and their plan, and they had to pivot. So I don't blame them, but I think that's why we're kind of in this rocky phase because they have to rework a lot of stuff behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It
takes time too.
I think that's a good point though, because as we're seeing, Kang is like the black representation with Jonathan Majors as like Kang. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense if Chadwick was like the face and the core Avenger, bringing everyone kind of together with Wakanda and stuff. But I think it's going to be interesting where they go. I'm excited to see kind of where it goes, especially with the holiday special, and then we see Kang teased in Ant-Man, Quantumania.
Yeah. I think that might be the movie that might start wrapping some people back in. I can't say for sure, but it looks interesting.
Yeah. I think it's interesting because I think like originally Marvel's plan was when it first started was just like 4 or 5 characters that all had their movies, but then they're interconnected like between movies and then the first Avenger movie. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't long before we saw Captain America again or Iron Man or Thor, whoever. But then this time we're getting like introduced to like 15 different people all at once. And I think just that moment when it's going to come together and we'll be like, oh, cool, right. So this is now like...
It's like,
Yeah, right. Well, we've also got Lovely. He's here. Got to go film, guys, but enjoy the rest of your turkey day. So.
Thank you, too. Take care.
Thank you. You too. Take care.
Absolutely.
Okay, we've got here. View Drew says, who do you guys think is a better singer? Chester Bennington from... Okay.
Linkin Park.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he hasn't...
There's not a second option?
Who do you guys think is a better singer? Chester...
Yeah, so
maybe he meant then Chester Bennington from Linkin Park.
I don't know if Drew meant like another person because it's the next comments from him, but it's about Indiana Jones. So we'll come back.
I don't know Indiana Jones' singing ability, so
we might find out in the new movie.
I don't know Harrison had it like that.
But he does say, I don't hate Kingdom of Crystal Skull. I enjoy it for what it is, but it has its fair share of problems. Yeah, but that's fair. We've got Jason saying when aliens were introduced to Indiana Jones, I think everyone groaned.
Wasn't that, now that I'm thinking about it though, wasn't 2008 or whatever, wasn't that like when like Ancient Aliens and all those like stuff was starting to get popular? Like a lot of the, like obviously we had those stuff, like the movies in the 80s and 70s, like all that stuff. But I feel like there was a lot more alien stuff around that time. Yeah.
Was it around the same time we got that movie with Daniel Craig? Was it Cowboys versus Aliens?
Oh yeah.
I don't know because John Favreau did that, and if that might have been the year after.
Could have been.
Because he directed Iron Man, so if those came out the same year.
2011 Cowboys and Aliens.
For sure,
But like you were saying, Battle LA, like Cowboys,
but that
there was a lot of aliens stuff in there. I think I remember hearing originally like Oh yeah, I think originally like the fourth Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford said something supposed to be like Atlantis or something like that. Like that was supposed to be like written.
Yeah, the Lost City of Atlantis was supposed to be the original story. But George Lucas, you know, as great as he is, he's his own worst enemy sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
And you got the greatest filmmaker of all time could not save that plot device. I was like, I don't know, man. Did the best he could, but you know, everybody keep talking about that monkey scene, and hey, it is what it is.
Right. Yeah, the only scenes I hear about in that movie is the monkey scene or the fridge. That's all I hear about.
I feel like they should have done a Mythbusters episode on a landline fridge. Maybe they did too. but I
did.
I for Comcast, I go into people's houses, and there's a decent amount of the people who like old people who still have some of those fridges in their basements. I'm just like, I'm going up to them, I'm like, I mean, it's really thick. Maybe.
I mean, and you can say the same thing about Temple of Doom. At the beginning, they jump out of a plane on a raft that blows up. Right. Yeah. They hit a mountain, slide down the mountain, and then to a waterfall with raging water. So they love that movie, but they hate this one. I don't get it.
Legolas like shield boarding and jumping on people's heads, going down a river too. Like
that raft never ripped or tore.
You roll with it or you don't.
Yeah, definitely. I know Rashad G. So Rashad, if you're watching this, I know Rashad hates this movie. So it's an interesting one. Jason's also saying here, though, the interesting point. He says Hancock came out that year and was fourth in the box office, but I don't know anyone who likes that movie either.
Yeah.
Wow. I did not like that movie at all.
He said cock.
I've seen it once. I saw it once back then with my dad and the family. And it was kind of a meh.
It was.
That came out. See, it was that and Step Brothers. Step Brothers came out that same year, and I think at least my family liked Step Brothers more. Definitely, we're like, that Step Brothers is hilarious. So yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
I barely remember it. So,
did you say you liked it, Mike?
I love Step Brothers. Hancock, I don't remember too much of it, to be honest.
Yeah. I remember enjoying it when I was younger, just because of the fact that like the girl I was with was enjoying it, and I kind of like catered to like her at the time. So it's like, oh yeah, like this is really good. But also it's been years, so it's just like that was at a time when we didn't have that many superhero movies coming out all the time. So I was like, oh shit, this wasn't bad.
Yeah,
that was also
give an example. It's on Netflix now, and I see it all the time on my feed, and I never stop to press play. I'm gonna give it a second watch. I did not like that movie, man. I mean, Superman 3, Christopher Reeve played a better evil superhero than he did. At least he was throwing tires and shit. You know, goddamn. I don't know.
Goddamn.
That's brilliant.
Goddamn. Goddamn. Goddamn.
That was also me like coming out when I watched Green Lantern. I was like, yeah, this was decent, but I haven't seen it since then. I haven't seen it since 2009 was it? I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
Man, I don't know. That was another mess of a movie as well, from what I've heard. So yeah. We got Noran saying Tarkin and Rogue One looks fantastic. Couldn't even tell it was CG when I talk about the de-aging and stuff before.
Oh
yeah.
You have your glasses on? No.
I was gonna say, I disagree with that. I think you could definitely tell. But.
Yeah, I thought he looked. Okay. I thought he looked really good, but I think also, like Tyler, I know you like we're talking about VFX and stuff like that, but I think I think Corridor Crew broke that one down, didn't they?
Yep.
They were showing like why it looked a little awkward. Sometimes it's like when people like have the resting thing when they like purse their lips or whatever. Like I think also it's our mind saying this dude's been dead for 30 years. So it looks very, very, very good. A lot better than something from the 80s, 90s, or 2000s, like early 2000s. But it's just like we know it's not real, and plus, like there's just like subtleties that weren't there.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
It still looks very good though.
Yeah, it's true. Well, Jason's in here. I wouldn't watch Superbad with my family. That would be awkward.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. My mom and I have an interesting relationship where, especially at that time, like I was a lot older too, and it's, I don't know. We just
Yeah.
It
It's
was,
a dumb comedy.
Yeah. It wasn't. Yeah, I don't know. We got a pretty good relationship when it comes to that stuff.
That's awesome.
Cool.
Off the cover saying, Superbad was hysterical. The lunchbox scene made me spit my drink out. Yeah. Yeah, so a lot of awesome scenes in there.
I didn't see that movie until I think like 2017.
Wow.
It's weird. I didn't see it when it came out, but it was one of those movies where I was just like, you know what, this is like really funny. Like a lot of people, people overhype a movie and you're just like, all right, whatever. But you watch it, so I was like, oh, I was laughing a lot.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Right.
Emma Stone was incredible in that movie.
Yeah, she was.
She was so funny.
Yeah. Man, Emma Stone's just incredible.
She needs to do more comedies, man.
Yeah.
Let's get her back in comedies.
Yeah, I would like to see her in more comedies, to be honest. Like Easy A. I really like that movie as well.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. We got off the cover saying Happy Thanksgiving to you guys. So
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Jason says, would Amityville Karen be enjoyable in a group? No, it would not.
I mean, what kind of group are we talking about? Because this could go in a different direction.
I don't even know on that one. And that's a bad movie. Not even a bad, it's good movie, just bad.
It's a bad movie. Oh.
And the thing is, as well, so for anyone who doesn't know about Amityville Karen, so I reviewed it on my channel recently, and it's directed by a guy called Sean C. Phillips, who does like Indiegogo starters and kind of Kickstarters to fund his movies.
Yeah.
And I think Amityville Karen got like $80,000. And I was like, that's not a big budget or anything, don't get me wrong.
No, not at all.
But like with the effects that he did, I was like, this is terrible, It
looked more. Did it look worse than that? Like Ugandan like VFX or whatever. Like I'm talking about those dudes from like ages ago where they have like a little cutout of an African tiger and it's like going like this, or the helicopter that explodes and then like there's nothing there afterwards.
It's one of those things. So to give you an example from this movie, so Karen, she gets kind of possessed by this Amityville haunting kind of thing.
Oh,
and in movies when like someone's holding someone down like underwater to kind of obviously choke them out.
Yeah.
Well, literally, she holds this guy underwater for like literally 1 second. Right, I counted in the movie. One quick scene in a second, and the guy floats up in his head and he's dead. He's just like floating up like this.
Yeah. Maybe it was hot boiling water. Who knows?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh man.
Oh, it was awful. But the thing is, that's amazing though, is again, like this movie had like $80,000. But I know recently when talking to you, Jaya, like when you were doing What Have I Done, you had like basically like a new iPhone budget. And that was it. You make a great movie.
It's all about the story, man.
Well, yeah, that's it.
There you have it.
It's all that matters.
If the story is good, people are forgiving of bad special effects or your budget. If the story is good, man, people forgive you for, technicalities you can't fix. But if you're telling a bad story and it's bad special effects, we're going to get you.
Yeah.
We're going to tear that ass up.
You also just kind of have to know like where you're at. It's like if you have a budget, but you're trying to shoot over your budget and you know that like, okay, I'm going to be super serious and I'm going to really try to tell this like scary story or whatever. And you're dealing with, I didn't see the movie, so I don't know what they tried to do. Mike, if you think that they tried to overshoot what they were working with, or if you think that they worked within their budget, but it's just like, nah, sometimes you can't nail that. Your budget dictates your tone, and you go from there. Realistically, I mean, it's like
it could have been something too, where like whoever wrote the script or whoever's directing the movie just did not talk to the VFX supervisor when they pitched it or anything like that. So there's no kind of thing to tell them like, hey man, like we can't really do that. Can you tweak the script to do this or that? Or like,
there you go.
Have this scene go about differently. So there was probably none of that. And the guy's just like, yeah, we're going to do this. She's going to get possessed and fly up in the air and go across the room and do like a 360. And everyone's like, what?
Exactly.
Yeah, no, there's none of that in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mess. I mean, we've got Jamie here saying, sounds like you're the only one to watch it with him, Jason. Yeah, if you guys want to do a watch party of Amityville Karen, we can get it arranged. Don't worry. We got off the cover asking a different question. He says, do you guys play video games? If so, what are you playing right now? And what are your favorite games / consoles? Jaya, do you play video games?
Man, I haven't played video games since the 1980s, man. In arcades. Yeah, I'm not a video game guy at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the same way. Don't really play. Last system I had was a PS3, back in 2010 or whatever. And then once that broke,
that was it.
Never again. I did recently, though. My birthday just happened, and I decided, well, what can I do for my birthday? I pulled out my old PS2 from 22 years ago. Still works, which I was shocked. I was like, I went and bought new cables because I don't play video games at all. But I was like, that's just like nostalgia. Let's just plug this in and play it for the day. And I haven't touched it for probably about a month now. But yeah, it's like it was a fun little nostalgia trip that I had.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I can imagine that being an experience. So especially when you don't play them. Or like to Jaya, like booting up its system now, it'd be like, what the hell?
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah. Justin, do you play video games?
Like I definitely live stream. I haven't. We were talking a little bit before the stream. I haven't really like back then like a few weeks ago. I'm saying, but like in general, the past year, I haven't really found a way to balance everything in life and kind of sacrifice this for that and be happy. But I kind of done that recently, so I just been playing. I got PS5. I got a bunch of games that I haven't played yet, like The Quarry. I haven't finished Evil Dead. I haven't played the new update for Resident Evil Village that switches game from first person to third. God of War came out. It's like my favorite franchise. I haven't played that, which is nuts, but I want to. And to Tyler's, off of Tyler's thing, I still have my PS2 hooked up and got dude, I have it. It's going optical to my surround sound receiver and then component cables. So it's upscaling, I think, to like 720p.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's a bit like Justin. I'm a PlayStation guy as well, and like Tyler, PlayStation guy. Got like my PlayStation kind of physical back there. I recently just got PlayStation Premium. So like it's got like all the old school titles like Toy Story 2 I was playing earlier.
Oh, nice.
Oh shit. Man.
So yeah, it's been good. So yeah, I'm a PlayStation guy. Well, thank you for the question off the cover. We've got Nolan saying about Scream. He's saying first time in New York and first one without Sidney Prescott. Yeah.
I think that's
recipe for failure. Just kidding.
I think we're gonna fill the void.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I said the Black Panther, as good as it was, I felt the void of no Black Panther.
Hell, they felt the void. Let's be real. And
they were. Sidney Prescott, she is Scream.
Yeah.
Yep.
And knowing the background story, they didn't want to pay her. She said, "I'm worth more than this." So when you start off a franchise like that, like you don't want to pay this lady who's legendary. It's going to show.
And that also screams.
Right.
That's a production and that's producers and studio people that don't understand their franchise. It's like if you're not going to pay her, then you shouldn't even make another movie. Don't even make it because you don't even understand.
Yeah, a lot of your fans are gonna dwindle off. I personally don't believe in having to keep legacy characters on for ages and ages. But I know that like the people who love Scream love Sidney. And thinks the franchise is Sidney, so I get it. Like, and if you're going to do that, if you're going to cut short the money she deserves, then people are going to respond negatively, and less people see the movie.
I mean, so I didn't see the last one, but and Jenna Ortega is in the last one, right?
Yeah.
Is she the replacement? Are they trying to push her as the new head of the franchise?
Sidney Prescott was still in the new one.
I'm sorry, what?
I was going to say, do you want spoilers?
Sure. I mean, I'm not going to watch.
I mean, it's Scream. Who cares?
Right. Well, basically, Sidney Prescott, Gail Weathers, and Dewey are all back. So you got like the core three back. Mm-hmm. Dewey dies in the movie.
Okay.
So it's like, oh wow, okay, like they killed one of the main three. So basically, it's kind of focused on like 4 survivors. You've got Jenna Ortega, who's a survivor. Her sister is, I don't know if the actress name is Melissa Barrera, I would like to say.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And she was in the Heights. Did you see that movie?
No. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, anyway, Tyler. So like them two, like the two main sisters that survived. There's like this brother and sister that survived as well, I think.
Yeah, I think Kyle Gallner, like the dirtbag in the movie, was like Matthew Lillard's kid or something like that, or that was like his uncle. Matthew Lillard was his uncle or something like that. He wasn't an important character either way, but.
So I don't know if it's such as she's meant to be like a main, like a Sydney replacement. I know the movie's going to be focused on those 4 survivors, like kind of building a life since Scream 5. But at the same time, like, I don't know if Courtney Cox is returning for this 6th movie or not. I don't know. Have any of you guys heard if Courtney Cox is coming back?
I haven't heard nothing.
I don't know. Yeah. But I agree with you, Tyler. I think it's like if they don't know the franchise with Sidney, like whenever you think of Scream or anyone says Scream, Sidney Prescott and Neve Campbell, the first thing you think of that movie or Ghostface.
Yeah.
Or Wes Craven, one of those 3 things. So if it was like Wes Craven directing this, obviously he can't, but if it was Wes Craven, you immediately would be like, it's Neve Campbell, or I'm not doing it,
Yeah.
But, these new people are just like, nah, we're good, we'll see.
Yeah, and it sucks because the writer's probably going to write her getting killed off screen, but we know the true story in real life. At least pay her the money and let her get killed in the film, that we can all accept it. But when we know the background story is like a off-camera kill, it's like
Well, and
it's gonna be bad.
This be reduced to that? Like it's like almost like some like 2.5 Men shit or something like that.
Right.
Like,
and I can't.
I don't want to. I wouldn't want to see that.
And if Courtney is in the movie, I mean, she's got to be more than Neve Campbell. She's got to cost more than Neve Campbell. I would assume. So if you're going to pay Courtney and you're not going to pay her, it's just that doesn't make any sense to me either. Like,
right?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, I know in like Scream 5 they give Sidney Prescott's character a bit more story. Like obviously years later now, I think she's got like a husband or a partner, like a kid on the way.
Yeah.
Or has got a kid. So I don't know if they'll kill her off or just be like, oh, she's settled down with family life kind of thing now.
Yeah.
But it's still
lazy for her
after all this time.
Maybe she got wind of like Jamie Lee Curtis getting X amount of money for Halloween. Maybe she thought she wanted, but I was like, Jamie Lee Curtis, not gonna lie, is like an A-list actress, and Neve Campbell, I think, like she's popular, but I wouldn't compare her to like Jamie Lee Curtis or like Leo DiCaprio or something.
It must have been a really low number for her to be offended like that. It must have been really bad.
It probably was. Yeah, I can only imagine.
I mean, what did she get paid for her last film? Just give her a little bit more. I don't know. I'm not sure what all the logistics was, but she was pretty offended.
Yeah, I'm just going to have a quick look now to see how much. Just how quick.
The budget for the last movie.
So let's have a look. So it says here that the budget was 24 million for the last movie, and at the box office it took 140. So obviously that doesn't include physical media sales and stuff as well. So it's still a good return.
It was a Blumhouse movie, right? Isn't Scream under Blumhouse now? Or
I don't know.
Or am I not thinking right?
I don't know. I think you're right. But
it says it was.
So she probably got what, 3 to 5 million, maybe, for her.
Probably.
Oh no, never mind. Spyglass, Project X, Radio Silence, and Paramount. So never mind.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be interesting. Unless this is all like maybe a marketing thing, and she'll be like a big surprise cameo at the end, maybe.
Yeah.
But I doubt it though. I really do. We've got Trav here, by the way. Trav says, "Happy Thanksgiving, boys. Have a great and safe one." Yeah, you
too.
And Jason was saying about Marvel. He's saying that I think they made a really big mistake not recasting T'Challa.
I thought that too until I saw the movie, and then once I saw the movie, I understood it. I was like, "All right, nope. I'm glad that they didn't do it."
I think, without spoiling anything, since it's still sort of fresh, I think they could have done something different with the third act, with the direction they did, and just left it be for this movie. And then during the end credit scene, that would be the first tease that something might happen one day.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's interesting because I say like me and Blacktastic talk about this on Rashad's channel where we're saying like it felt like a Ryan Coogler movie, but with Disney interfering in that movie and being like you got to do usual tropes and usual battle scene kind of thing.
Yeah, it didn't feel like his movie. I didn't feel his stamp. Only in the very beginning and the very end, it felt like a Ryan Coogler film. But everything in the middle, Disney had their hand in there and just really kind of, have their own agenda.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. We've got Josh saying, "Hey fellas," so hey Josh, hope
you're
well. We've got Soundland Studios, so hey man, he says, "I don't play video games, but I used to in the 80s in the arcade."
Yeah, man.
Yes, those are the best ones.
I feel you. Well, the only time I play video games, I get to the movie theater early and I go in the arcade, and I'm playing Pac-Man, Ms. Pac-Man. I'm playing Asteroids, Space Invaders.
You like Mortal Kombat?
No, the fighting games I was never no good at those.
Okay.
And I love pinball. I can play pinball all day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm old school, man. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that, especially like playing Pac-Man before the movie as well.
That's man.
Yeah. I play. If I ever play video, I like to play sports games because I don't play sports and I'm not very good at. I'm not very coordinated, so I can't. So I'm like I get to live out the sportsness through the video games. Those are
that's cool
for me. Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
To his point, though, I mean, it's like it's nice to play games though that for like from the retro eras where like games didn't have to be patched. You didn't have to install anything. You didn't have to wait to play it. The games were just good, and like if they had some glitches, that was the funny part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like if you like Blacktastic, if you played like the NES, like when there was a bunch of shit on the screen at once, Super Mario would slow down, like or Mega Man would slow down. Like you just played with it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's nowadays it's completely different though. It's like you install a game, you then got to copy it onto the system, you then got to install a glitch and update. It's crazy. Takes ages as well.
Just let me put in the disc, please. Thank you.
Let me buy this like $100 solid state hard drive so I can just play one game that also costs $70.
It's nuts. We've got Nolan saying, have any of you guys seen a movie called, because his next question, the next part of it says The Void. He says, it's a great film. I imagine the thing in Hellraiser meet and had a baby.
Familiar.
That's the movie.
Oh, wow.
Sounds familiar. Let me look at it.
Have any of you guys heard of this movie?
Nope.
I heard of it, but like I didn't see anything. Okay, it's a Lovecraft movie. It seems.
Yeah, came out in 2016.
So it says Lovecraftian horror film. I don't know if that means it's inspired by a Lovecraft movie or story.
Yeah, I've never heard of this one. Yeah, sounds interesting.
Who's in it?
It says Aaron Poole, Kenneth Welsh, Daniel Feathers, Kathleen Monroe, Ellen Wong. It's like some Canadian movie.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of it.
No. I wouldn't be surprised if it's maybe on like Shudder, this horror streaming service.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to check it out. But no, I haven't seen it, man. We've also got Josh saying, I saw Bones and All yesterday. Thought it was decent, but the pacing could have been improved. Will you be seeing it?
Nope.
Is that like Tones and I?
I don't think so.
I know it's got Timothy Chalamet in it. I think it's like him about him being a cannibal, if I'm not mistaken. Mark Rylance.
I never heard of it. Okay.
I think if you're saying that the pacing was off, that's one thing that, man, that just irks me. If it's a slow film, man, I'm just like, if it's just, if it's supposed to be if it's a drama and it's not paced well and I'm sitting there, I lose interest fast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, we gotta keep it moving.
What movie are you guys going to be seeing next in the cinema? You know?
Let's see. Glass Onion, obviously, and then...
yeah.
I don't know.
Probably,
I don't know.
probably that one. Then one, Devotion. I keep hearing a lot about that one.
Yeah.
Devotion?
I heard the menu,
the guy that plays Kane is in this film. It takes place... Is it World War II? It's kind of like another version of Top Gun. I heard really good things about that. It's kind of under the radar. I might go check that out on a slow night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a poster for it, but I've never seen a trailer or anything for it.
Yeah, I only see one trailer on YouTube, but I keep hearing good things about it on a on a lower scale.
Cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think it's based on a true story as well.
Nice.
I think so, yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Have any of you guys seen The Menu?
No, I think I might go see that too.
Nah.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
I don't.
What do you think, Tajaya?
Well, my review is up, but
I haven't seen it yet.
It's
I'll have to go check out your review then.
It's was disappointing.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Maybe I won't go and I'll watch your review.
Yeah, the trailer's misleading. Now, great acting. I mean, Nicholas Hoult, Anna Taylor-Joy's fantastic. Ray Fiennes, the acting is good, but the story, when you get to the end, you're gonna be like, really? This was dumb.
It doesn't sound like my movie then.
Yeah, other movies did it better. I mean, it's like,
was it a whodunit or something?
No, not even that,
No.
man.
Okay.
It's in your face. After the first 25 minutes, you figure it out, and you're like, my whole thing is when a person starts going crazy and things start happening, what's their motivation? So it's like a knockoff of Saw, but Saw did it way better.
Oh, okay.
And me, I'm not a foodie, so there's no way I'd be in a room with a bunch of rich people who eats a plate of food. They got a lava rock and some pieces of cheese. That's not my type of environment.
That'll be $5,000,
The whole
please.
thing of these rich, snooty people looking around, yes. This bugged me to all hell, man. But and the end is ridiculous. It's I wouldn't pay to see it, guys. I wouldn't pay to see it.
I'm not going then.
Yeah, me neither.
It doesn't sound good.
Watch a couple of reviews because I got duped. I watched a couple of YouTube reviews. Oh, this is my top 5. I'm like, really? Okay.
Those are the people that are eating
that's the worst. That's the worst.
Those are the people that are eating at those restaurants.
Or they want to live that lifestyle. It's just no, man.
That's the worst, man. When you watch YouTube reviews and people are like, "This is like top whatever of the year," and that psychs you up even more because if you hear more than one person say that, you're like, "Oh, all right, cool." Like it might be in my list, and your expectations are like through the roof when you watch it, and you're like, "That was a letdown."
Yeah, and it takes place in one section, which is fine. Like Quentin Tarantino, he can write a script in a restaurant, and it's great. This movie, no.
Yeah, damn.
But yeah, man, I did not have a good time.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. Because I haven't seen your review as of yet, but I got to check it out when I went to the Comic-Con the other weekend.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And I quite enjoyed the movie. And don't get me wrong, like I definitely think it's a very slow movie. I can get what you mean, Tajaya. Like my usual scene as well would be McDonald's or something, you know.
Yeah, I mean the slow pace doesn't bother me. I don't mind a slow pace or a slow build up.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
they try to use food as an allegory for how society is, and it just didn't work. It's just his motivation as a chef for doing what he was doing did make sense. Didn't make sense. Like Saul. That makes sense. Oh yeah, they need to die.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting because I know, like myself, Tajaya, that I quite enjoyed it. I know you weren't really a fan. I've got Josh here commenting. He's saying the menu is great. He's saying has a great social commentary to which is super clever. So, man,
yeah, man, it's all over.
Tajaya, I guess you just aren't clever, man.
I ain't clever. Went over my head, man. I eat too much soul food. I'm sorry. I like bacon and hamburgers.
Hell yeah,
man. I will say though, Tajaya, that cheeseburger in the movie looked damn good.
Oh damn, that's my favorite part of the film.
I mean, but to be fair, every Burger King burger in their commercials looks really good too.
Oh my god, the posters, the commercials, and you get it, you're like, man, what the hell?
It's like this thick thin for a double cheeseburger.
Yeah.
It's like been in someone's pocket for 2 months or something.
You know, my opinion, it's that movie that everybody thinks is great, and it's not. I'm telling you. Everybody's saying, oh, commentary on life. I don't know nobody in my circle of friends who can relate to this movie.
Right.
So, you know, it just, I don't get it. and a chef is going to determine my outcome in life, man, get out of here. Stupid. I mean, just think about that concept. A chef is going to determine your outcome in life. A chef.
Yeah, so you're basically having your life be dependent on someone who just wants you to shit. I don't know. He just wants you to shit and eat more food, and that's what's
and I'm not going to spoil anything, but when a person like that's telling you what he does for a living is to like cater to people, but they don't appreciate it, so I'm gonna get mad about it. That's dumb. But I will say this: if you're in the service industry, I can see why you might like this movie. Because personally, I learned when I was a kid at 17 years old, I was working at Taco Bell. I knew right then and there, I am not going to work in the service industry, and I'm not serving people because people are rude. So that part of the movie does get to me. So maybe it's a little bit of that, but other than that, spending all that money on a little plate of food. And
I'm a pretty chill dude, but one time I was working at a sandwich shop, and this guy said he wanted he wanted mustard on his sandwich. I was making his sandwich. I was just about to get to the mustard. And he goes, "It's the one with the yellow cap on it." And man, I almost jumped over the counter and beat the crap out of this dude because I'm like, I know which one the mustard is. Dude, I walked off the line and everybody's like, "What just happened to Tyler?" Like, I was so, you insult my intelligence like that. I'm like, what the? You don't even deserve this sandwich, bro.
Yeah, right.
Sorry.
I feel your pain, and that movie is full of that. People who are just think they're better than everybody, and like food critics. Who likes food critics? I mean,
everyone has a different food palate, so what does it matter?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and it's just the people in this movie are disgusting. I just didn't like it at all.
Well, I'm actually quite intrigued to see what these guys have to say about it as well. Justin and Tyler, of you guys, I would say wait till streaming.
I haven't even seen like 78 movies I want to see, so I don't even know about this one.
Right.
I want to watch the Giants movies next. Actually, that's been one that's on my list for a while. I just haven't gotten.
Oh, cool! Yeah, man.
Get it watched. Yeah, it's a great movie. We've got Jason here. He says, "I watched Ambulance the other day, and somehow it was fast paced and boring at the same time. I don't know how Michael Bay does it."
Well, it goes back to what we were talking about, man. Story and character, and if you don't have those two things, none of it matters.
Michael Bay never has story.
Right.
Nah.
But he has great action. And then he fell in love with that drone camera in that movie and just used it way too much. I'm like, come on, man.
Did he do that movie, The Island?
Yes.
Well, I think I like that one. It's been a while.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen Ambulance yet. So.
I haven't. Yeah.
I haven't either. Basically, that's one of those ones you watch the trailer, you're like, all right, I've seen it. Like that was enough.
It was just weird. You had two top-notch actors in a mediocre movie, but you know what? They saved the movie. It's not,
I'm sure they did. Yeah, I'm sure they did. Yeah.
Let me see.
But a lot of scenes in the ambulance. I mean, come on, the whole movie takes place in the ambulance. And,
Jake Gyllenhaal. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think my dude, Abdul, the third, I think, is in that.
Oh yeah, Abdul Mateen, the Candyman guy. Yeah. Love him.
The acting is great. It had a very beautiful woman, as always in Michael Bay movies, but but the motivation, the line delivery is pretty damn bad.
It happens.
And it was weird to see Michael Bay work on a small budget. Wow, so he was forced to work on a small budget. So he used a lot of drone cameras in this movie.
Mm.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I've heard mixed things about this one, so I'm gonna have to check it out. Jason's saying, would the menu be too violent for me? So Jason's not usually a huge fan of like violence.
Oh yeah.
But it does definitely have violent moments, I would say. So I would say probably.
Yeah, it's interpreted more than it is visual. There's not a whole lot of violence in them. I don't know. There is some violence in that movie.
There's some visual and there's some interpreted. Yeah, I would say Yeah,
it's on the cusp.
Yeah, I would say no. Don't watch if that's the case. Josh says, believe it or not, I had so much fun with Ambulance. Those drone shots are just hilarious.
What was bad about them? Like, I want to know.
Well,
he
fell in love with the drone camera. He just used. I mean, they're great shots, but he used it over and over and over.
Wow.
Okay.
But there's one shootout at a bank, man. The sound design in that movie is awesome. Those guns that they use. I mean, come on, it's a Michael Bay film.
Yeah.
So you hear the bullet zipping past your ear in the theater. It's entertaining.
That's cool.
Wow. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check this out. But also Josh is saying here, she said tomorrow, which it's too late. Yeah,
look up all these movies.
Weinstein, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Now I've seen that one. That's a great film.
Oh, maybe that's the next one I'll see.
It's over 2 hours. It's long. But if you love journalism, good old-fashioned journalism, and breaking a case wide open,
I like those movies.
Oh my God, it's great. It's great. Now, that on the menu, go see She Said, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even though you know the outcome in real life,
right.
It's just the lead up to how they got all the information, doing the interviews, and it's based on a true story. It gets no better than that. But it's a little long in the tooth, and it's not. It can be a little boring depending who you are. It can be a little boring, but just what those people went through to get the information, the people that participated, the people that did not, it's pretty intense. And
that's a unique story, right? Like that's an idea that somebody had a perspective, somebody had a story to tell.
Yes.
Both in real life, but then they decided to make a movie about it. But that's kind of what we've talked about other movies that don't even have that hook, right? That don't even have that story there. But this one came out of a story that already existed in real life, and sometimes that makes the best films.
It will be appreciated probably more 10 years from now when people forget about Harvey a little bit. But it's intense, man. And it's right around the Me Too movement kind of like started. So you got that element in the background as a backdrop of the film. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to check this one out because the last time, Tajai, when you were saying about journalism kind of based movies, one that I saw that I think was like really interesting was Spotlight, if you remember that.
Yes,
dude, I love that movie.
Well, I haven't seen that one either.
It's been compared to Spotlight.
Then I'm seeing this movie. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Spotlight was one of my favorites of that year.
Dude, yeah, love that movie.
I mean, I think there was a movie they made us watch in film school about journalism. It had Hayden Christensen in it. I'm trying to remember. It was like Shattered Glass or Broken Glass or something like that. Was it?
Yep.
I remember being actually like really good because like everyone would always talk shit on Hayden's acting, but I watched. I was like, this is actually kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Yeah, so I mean, she said definitely interested. Josh is saying
Shattered Glass,
Spotlight, but less favorite. I'm optimistic as I like the actors. Yeah, well, Tajai is saying it's a good movie, so I'm definitely interested. We've got Jason here also. No, sorry, we've already read that one. We need to come to the end, guys. Josh says here, I've seen 15 films in this last week.
What?
Wow.
And he's watched a lot of movies this year. He says, how many have you guys watched this week?
This week?
This week.
0.
I think I haven't watched any.
I was gonna say I've been working. I've been texturing some models at work, so yeah, I've had no time.
I think I've
seen She Said this week, and I also seen that was it this week, and I binge watched what was that?
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Right.
And that was it.
Was that good? I want to watch that. Was that good?
Yeah, well, I'm a big Tim Burton fan. I'm a little biased, man, and I love his style. I love his storytelling, and I'm telling you, man, in an 8-episode show, there's a lot in there.
Cool. Sounds like up my alley. Awesome.
It's the Addams Family. It's a whodunit murder mystery. It has dark comedy. It's everything that Tim Burton does at his best. I was about to say we want that. Ortega is Wednesday Addams. Come on, man.
Yeah. Right.
Cool.
Yeah,
it's a great cast.
So I kind of like emphasize what Blacktastic said. I've only seen 2 episodes, and I'm going to admit this here. I've never seen anything Addams Family before.
Okay.
So obviously I know Christina Ricci
Ricci.
in this series. And I was saying to my partner because we were actually watching it the other day. But Jenna Ortega's fantastic, and the comedy's awesome.
Good to hear, yeah.
The cinematography of like when
Oh my god,
dark shot with the color shot, like just there, it's like
yes.
Did Burton write any of this, or did he just produce it?
He produced it. He directed majority of the episodes. Out of the 8, I think he directed 5.
Okay.
But it's his whole production. It's his high.
It's him. Cool.
It's him.
Oh,
but,
okay. Created by Alfredo and Miles Miller.
Yeah, the showrunner from another show called came from the CW. They did a show.
Smallville.
Smallville.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Love me some Smallville.
Yeah. And they worked hand in hand with Tim Burton. But I mean, the aesthetic of the film, it's all Tim Burton. The set pieces, the creature designs, everything is all Tim Burton.
Yeah.
You think we're getting a Beetlejuice sequel?
We are, yeah.
Are we? Is that for real?
They've been saying that for what? How many years?
Everybody's on board. Everybody's on board. So
I know Burton said in interviews like he hated working with Disney during Dumbo. That was like the last time he was going to do it. So it sounded like it wasn't even just Disney. He just hated how controlling like modern Hollywood was. So maybe he'll find another company to shop Beetlejuice to. That's just saying like, hey, do whatever you want. Go ahead.
Maybe.
Yeah, because he looked like he wasn't having fun. I mean, that first Alice in Wonderland was okay, but that second one, he produced it, but he didn't direct it. And Dumbo, it just, Disney and Tim Burton's not a good mix. Let that man do his own thing.
Yeah.
I know it's not a popular choice, but man, I love Batman Returns. I love that movie.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't. It's not a good. Maybe it's not a great Batman movie, but it's a great Tim Burton version of Batman, I thought.
Yeah.
I like that movie a lot.
Still my favorite Catwoman.
Oh yeah, the third act falls apart a little bit, but it's fine.
I agree.
It's fine. It's still a great movie.
Yeah.
But see, it was only like 2 years ago when like the lockdown hit. I watched those first 2 original Batman movies.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed both of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, I agree to Jai. Yeah, good, really good movie.
I mean, Tim Burton's. His atmospheric style. I've never seen nothing like it. And after all these years, he still can do that type of movie, man. It just his set designs, the way houses look, the way the camera tilts when he films, just scenery is it's masterful, man. I've never seen anything like it.
Can you imagine what his Superman would have been like with Nicolas Cage? That would have been
that
would have been insane. That would have been crazy, dude.
Yeah,
I would love to see him. Like if they had Blade, I would have loved to have seen Tim Burton do that. That would have been sick.
Oh yeah.
But I think the problem is you have
a version of the X-Men. What's that movie he did years ago?
Oh,
it was a school with the little kids.
The Peculiar Children.
Miss Peregrine's Home.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that movie.
Yeah. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar
Children. That was great. With Samuel L. Jackson.
That movie too. Yep.
Yeah,
that was like a version of the X-Men to me. I thought it was really well done.
And I think that's what you're talking about too. It's just like you have companies like Marvel or DC or anything where it's just like Tim Burton's got his style, Edgar Wright's got his style. Like you have them in movies, and it's just like, well, no, we have to have this be part of the MCU. You have to have this, and this, and then they come out and being like, this isn't my movie anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, we've got a couple more comments, and we're probably going to wrap it up because I know you guys have got festivities for Thanksgiving. One thing Jason says here, which I'm quite intrigued by, and I think I agree. He says, She Said it's already become one of the worst box office bombs of the year. Don't think anyone will watch it. I think the issue is with this is Black Panther's just come out, so everyone's talking about Black Panther.
Yeah.
And then like 2-3 weeks time, we've got Avatar.
Yeah.
So I think She Said
bad time to release a movie.
Yeah, they should have released it like a month ago.
Right.
32 million. It made 3.4. Damn.
I think She Said probably would have been better if it came out in January, because that's the time when just after Christmas we don't normally get good movies in January.
But I think they did it so that it could be an Oscar nod. That's the only one they did.
For sure.
Yeah, I think that's the issue. It's like it's gone for Oscars more than just
yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. We've got Goddess of Death saying, I want another Beetlejuice.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting if we get to see.
I think just hearing like Danny Elfman's score in Doctor Strange and just seeing that scene with like the piano stuff, I was just like, I want more Burton stuff with just like musically inspired scenes where like not necessarily them
Yes.
singing, but just where music is the character in that scene, you know?
Yeah.
And to give you a little tidbit, Danny Elfman scored Wednesday.
Nice.
Yeah.
I had a feeling. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's fun, man. It's fun.
Well, they always work together. So
Always.
Yeah, it's awesome. Josh has got it. He says the best thing I saw this week was probably a movie called Frances, starring Greta Gerwig. I was quite a scary comedy as it deals with the idea of leaving the nest and independence, even if you aren't ready.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've never seen or heard of that one. He also says I've started watching Wednesday. It's a lot of fun. There are a lot of TikTok references throughout, which I was dreading, but General Ortega. Yeah, it's definitely awesome. And he said it definitely came out now because the Oscar window finishes in December, start of January, but it won't get or anything.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then even early January, people are still going to be seeing Avatar. So
right. Well, very quickly, just before we wrap up, I'm just going to go through each one of you guys, so Justin, Tyler, and Dejaya. Justin, if you want to go first and just tell everyone about what content you've got coming up on your channel.
What I've got coming up on my channel, there's a lot more starting to do more comic book stuff because there's a lot of people in the community that don't read, or they might just look it up. I feel like I throw some visual aids and just kind of talk about it a little bit. Cool. I got the Entertainment Road Trip coming out. I'm going to be doing some more video game live streams. I was trying to have a video about Terrifier 2 because I just saw it recently, but I never got to do it. So it was okay. Clowns aren't really my thing, so I'm not the audience. I'm not scared of them. I just I don't see them as menacing. But besides the point, I'm probably going to be live streaming all these like 9 games that I haven't touched since I bought them. I spent $60 and they're probably like $5 on clearance right now. So I got to live stream them at some point. So yeah.
Yeah, well, sweet, man. Well, the link to Justin's channel is down below in the description box. He has been streaming some games as well, so keep an eye out for that. Tyler, what are you working on right now?
So obviously we got movie reviews coming. I've kind of stepped back. I haven't done a lot of movie reviews, but I want to kind of watch some stuff towards the end of the year. We got Glass Onion. I'm seeing that tonight. The review will be up. And also, too, I've started a video series where I'm producing a music video. So taking you through the entire production from day one to completion. So right now we're in the pre-production phase. So it's just kind of, it's me and my buddy, and we're meeting and we're just kind of throwing out ideas on the wall and kind of time coding everything out and figuring out where the video is going to take us. So it's good stuff.
Cool. Sweet.
Nice.
Yes. Sounds awesome. And Tyler's also going to be checking out Glass Onion as well tonight. So you'll see it on this channel. So
I'm excited.
Yeah. Go subscribe to Tyler and to Jaya. What are you working on right now?
Right now, I'm smack in a dab in the middle of filming my sequel to What Have I Done. So I'm doing a lot of the second unit stuff now. And then late spring, late summer, I'm going to get the whole cast together, do all the meat and potatoes of the film. But right now, every day, I'm shooting at least a small scene here and there. And I'm still tweaking the script. And so I'm busy. As far as doing anything video-wise on my channel, any major movie to come out, like probably Avatar, maybe something in between. Glass Onion, I want to see it. If I have time this weekend, I will. If not, I'm going to have to wait until it comes on Netflix, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
It's just, right now, the movie's taking priority over my life right now.
I get it.
Yeah, of course. Well,
I want to see that Fabelmans movie, but I don't know if I'll have time to see it.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, that looks awesome as well. But yeah, so Tajaya's link's also down below in the description box. And yeah, with Tajaya's channel, go check out his movie, What Have I Done? Sequel coming next year. So definitely check out all the guys. But yeah, I just want to thank Justin, Tyler, and Tajaya for joining me for Z Talks. Been a blast talking to you guys. And thank you to everyone who's watched live or after the fact. One last comment, Jason saying, is Terrifier 2 too violent for him?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
But yeah, I just want to say thank you guys for watching live after the fact, and until next time, we will see you later.
Thanks, Mike, for having us.